We're out here at the Riverside project, and today's video I want to talk about getting space for services in the house. Now you can see behind me I'm on the switchback stair here. The switchback stair goes all the way down to the basement. In designing the house and talking with the homeowner, mostly with the husband in this particular case, because he's very mechanically oriented. He's a very intelligent mechanical engineer, so mechanicals are at, kind of a high point where a lot of clients might just say, hey, just put them in wherever. The client here was very determined to ensure that we had proper placement, proper spacing for all of the mechanicals, and that we had it in the forefront of our design rather than as something that, hey, we'll just solve for later. So obviously we put this chase behind the stairway. It's about two feet, and it measures about the 8-foot width of the stairway here. And that goes all the way through the floors. We have the appropriate fire blocking at each level here, so it's not a clear shaft all the way up. But rather than put windows and have that as an opening there for glazing, we chose to put the glazing on the back side, so as I climb up the stairs, I'm looking out the windows. Now, it's not the river view, but we have a whole lot of rooms here that have the river view. And it was a choice by the homeowner to, hey, let's make sure that we have the appropriate chase work here. So as you can see, as we come upstairs, it dwindles a little, but we still have a lot of HVAC ductwork here. Our duct risers coming off and splitting. You can see it's heating the hallway, heating the room there. We also have some ventilation systems here for our ventilation Zender system. You can see we have, our comfo tubes are running up through here, a bunch of HVAC. Some of the plumbing vents run up here, but the space gets really filled. And as we go downstairs and take a look, you'll see that as you go downstairs, you're capturing everything that's going up to the first floor and the second floor. So it becomes even more, filled up here. As we look here, you can see the whole series of comfo tubes. There's the vent pipe, a bunch of the HVAC ductwork that's rising up through here. Some of the piping for our exhaust and intake for our Zender unit. But basically that space is just filling up. And as we continue, you'll see what the plan was in full effect. That as we come down the stairs and come around the corner here, we come into the mechanical room. And you can see here, we have our full Zender system, and this is their Comfo Air system. And Zender is basically our lungs to the house. It's a ventilation system. It's basically 4 main pipes, right? There's a supply and exhaust to the house. There is a supply and exhaust to the outside. So as it brings the outside air in, it runs across an enthalpy wheel, and basically the exhausting air from inside the house that is collected, it moves across that wheel and it strips the energy off of it. That's why it's called an ERV, Energy Recovery Ventilator, because it conserves the energy that's bought and paid for in the house and extracts it off the exhausting air to the outside and puts it on the air to the inside. Now, that air, once it gets extracted, placed on that incoming air, it goes up to a series of manifolds. And you can see the manifolds here. And what the manifold does is it basically takes the large supply of air, breaks it down into these series of comfo tubes here. And the comfo tubes, those are those tubes that just basically snaking around the house, and they're delivering probably on the order of 20 CFM plus or minus per outlet. So in some rooms you'll see there might be 2 or 3 outlets, so we're getting 40 CFM, 60 CFM supply to that room. Or if there's 2 pipes that are extracting, then we're extracting 40 CFM. But it's a fully balanced system. And then behind me here we have our water furnace. So the house has a geothermal system. You can see these lines, these go out off to the side of the house. We have a well there. I think it goes down about 350 feet. And that's our exchange medium for our geothermal system. And then you can see all of the associated insulated ductwork snaking through. We have all of our dampers on the ductwork here, so we're controlling where that air is going throughout the house. Again, you know, the Triforce trusses, you can see them there, you know, fully packed with all of the equipment in there. But, you know, that's a quick rundown of the planning for all of the HVAC system in here. And again, it's, you know, this house measures probably somewhere around 2,400 square feet, 2,500 square feet. So while it's good size, it's not oversized where you just have this elaborate amount of space to snake stuff through. So we had to do a pretty diligent job of compacting all of the HVAC equipment, plumbing, ventilation runs, and then providing that highway so that we can get that stuff through the house. So anyways, Steve Basic Architect from the mechanical room out here at our Riverside project.